And I'm like, really, bro? I just cooked that. And then I think I punched you in the chest or I hit you in the chest, something.
That was a good punch. I heard it from...
It was solid,
it was
solid contact.
Yeah, and I was nah, bro. So I punched him back.
Like 6 times.
Yeah, like,
no, I didn't.
Started
the
without
lighting
him.
is fire.
Welcome back to the #1 podcast in the Nebula, my friends. This man, dude, he was just on his phone, probably because, what were you doing? You better be telling me that you were watching the #1 podcast.
I was watching the #1 podcast in the world, actually.
Well, we're the #1 podcast, not only in the world, but also in the Nebula. And speaking of the Nebula, there's actually big news for the Nebula. This is, might be some of the biggest news I've ever heard.
We're coming in hot right now, boys. This could be life-altering news.
Possibly.
I don't really know what's going on, but I saw the headline, and if this thing is true, dude, we might be screwed.
Wait, what?
Wait, is it what I'm thinking?
Oh, yeah, that's actually true. So the article says NASA discovers signs of past life on Mars.
What?
Actually?
NASA thinks it might have well-found signs of life on Mars after its rover discovered something supporting evidence. So I don't know if it doesn't sound like they actually found life, but they may have found signs of past life.
So what does that mean? They found like a fossil of a alien, or did they just find some dirt?
They found organic carbon.
Well, that sounds like a fancy word for saying dirt,
which could have come from bugs that previously lived on Mars, possibly.
Oh. So it's a very hypothetical. It's like maybe we found a bug on Mars.
Yeah,
That's
but dude, if it comes out to be true and there was actually bugs on Mars, you know what that means?
That means we can live on Mars one day.
I don't know if that's what it means, but it means life as we know it will be changed. Like your whole perspective of life. Because right now, I'm sitting here, we're on Earth, right? We're on planet Earth.
Planet Earth.
I don't know where you're watching this, but probably Earth.
Somewhere in the nebula, I can guarantee.
Yep. And I'm sitting here, I think that we're the only people... We're the only civilization that I know.
That?
You think? No.
No.
Dude, I know every friend group ever has always talked about,
always.
Do you think that we are the only ones, like us on Earth?
No, I don't think that, but as of right now, we're all that we know of, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Only confirmed life.
Only confirmed life.
But how about that? Do you think we're the only ones?
No.
I know every friend group has ever asked.
The way I think about it is, I kind of think about it in an what is it called? An alternate reality? Is that a thing?
Alternate universe?
Universe, yeah.
Where there's multiple realities going on at the same time?
That, I've had a debate about that, but I've also had a debate about aliens in a way. Because the way I think about it too is, imagine there's aliens, and the way that they think about it is they're watching us. They're studying us if there is, I think.
We're like a little ant farm under their telescope.
Yeah, I believe that they are way bigger than us, but they are so confused
at how
on the humans. And one thing I think of is, imagine being an alien or somebody, and you're up there in space, and you're looking down, and you're watching a football game, and you're like, there's just a bunch of men on the field tackling each other.
And they're so far advanced. If there is alien civilization and they are watching us and they see that, they're so far advanced. And they're like, yo, why are these people just running around? Why aren't they
chasing balls and hitting balls?
No, that's what the people are doing.
That's what we're doing.
They're just chasing people and tackling them, and they're like,
we look like prehistoric creatures to them. We're like,
tackle.
So do you believe in aliens? Do you think we're the only ones in the...
I think it is way more likely that there is other life out there, because just look at how many planets are there within the galaxy? Yeah. How many galaxies are there within the universe? How many universes are within the nebula? I don't know if that was the right order, but
it's still expanding. The universe is still expanding. So
I think there's a higher chance that there is other beings and other life somewhere in this place.
For sure. I would say so.
It's crazy too, because all those planets in the nebula are listening to our podcast, because we send it through the
we send it through the radio waves. Through space.
There.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and they have that's why we're doing so well. Is because you might look at the views on YouTube and they're like, "Oh, that's pretty good," but they're watching on a whole different platform.
Well, we're tapping into audiences that these other podcasts aren't tapped into. Like, we're tapping into the galaxy. They're tapped into Earth.
Yeah.
We're on another level.
Exactly. But
It's absolutely insane.
speaking of the universe, what about the metaverse? That is something I'm so interested in.
The metaverse, don't even get me started on that.
What do you think about that? Like
I think it's crazy, but I also don't completely understand it yet.
All
Yeah.
right, I think I have a little bit understanding of it. I think we have to get an expert on the metaverse on at some point. But from my understanding, what the metaverse is, it's kind of like, you know those VR headsets that you put on? You take one of those and you put it on your face and you're living in a digital world, but you can interact with other people. It's kind of like you're in Minecraft or The Sims, but they kind of just made a new word for it, from my understanding.
But are they trying to eventually, like I know it's going to take time, are they trying to eventually get us all to live in the metaverse where the metaverse becomes our life and like real world is kind of like
Secondary?
an escape to the metaverse? Like it's
I hope not. I hope not. I like the real world, and I feel like just being in real life, there's something about it.
There's definitely something about it because the graphics and everything is not up to that standard. But imagine the day where you cannot get to the point where you can decipher reality from virtual.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
That's insane.
that's what I think. From my understanding, I think, because all of us have grown up in the real world. We're in the real world right now. For 22, 19, 20, 23 years of our life, that's all we've known, so that's what we like. Just like our parents don't get social media, they like newspapers, they like radio, they like television. But are we growing up, and the kids that are growing up are eventually going to be born into the metaverse, and that's what they know?
It's kind of like what's
Right?
happening with
Yeah,
social media right now. Like a lot of people's parents, they don't really understand social media or why kids like are always on their phones. But then is the metaverse that to us? And we're like, we don't understand why kids are always walking around with their headsets.
No, we'll understand it because it will probably come out eventually. In our time, we'll understand it because we're learning
Yeah.
about it now. So if it's 30 years down the road or whatever, and our kids are doing it, we'll have an understanding of why. Because we understand that, like technology and how that's going. Like in our age group.
I think so.
I just think it's funny how back in the day, your parents, they would always tell you, you're playing video games, don't sit too close to the TV. Don't sit too close to TV. It's bad for your eyes, bad for your eyes. Nowadays, you know what happens? The TV is sitting close to you. You put the headset on.
That thing is 2 inches away from your face.
It can't get much closer. There's no way that's good for you.
I don't, maybe do you think technology's advanced now where they have a setting? Like,
I think it's good. It's probably pumping all those gamma rays right in your eyes.
I don't think gamma rays are good, bro.
But no. But dude,
there is also more news. Speaking of the metaverse, I don't know how advanced this is, but apparently there's new gloves that let you feel things in the metaverse.
Whoa.
wait, what?
They look like that, I think.
Let me see.
Whoa, that looks
Yo.
like Thor on steroids.
So when you have your headset on, you're in the metaverse, but you still feel stuff in real life, like with your hands. But they're saying if you put these gloves on, and there's a cup in the metaverse, not in real life, but in the metaverse, you can grasp that cup and you'll feel it in your hands.
What about if you like pick up a weight, like 100-pound weight? Will it be able to adjust the gravity?
Oh, that's a
You
good
know?
question.
Imagine.
You could just work out in the metaverse.
Imagine, but you're not like real life. It looks like you're like lifting 100, but it's just like, you're not even holding anything.
That is trippy. I didn't think about that.
But this is something I actually heard Logan Paul say one time, and I don't know if he was the first one to say it, probably not. But people say that as you grow up, the moment you start not adapting and denying things, like, no, that's not the way it should be, is the moment that you're getting outdated and that you can tell you're growing up and you're the old generation. Because our parents, when we try to explain we're doing YouTube, we're doing social media, they're like, oh, what does that mean? What is like, everyone's like, what is that? And now it's all that is happening.
And
And
they're
us now, we're questioning the metaverse. We're like, is this real? Is this going to be a thing? But the kids that are just growing up now are like, yo, this is going to be it. And that's something that I want to be for the rest of my life. I want to be open-minded to all ideas. Because the moment you close your mind off is the moment you stop learning.
I agree with that.
And the moment you stop learning is the moment you start dying. Because learning is life.
Wow.
And as we all know, Ricky learned a lot of lessons.
He learns a lot from his lessons.
I remember
right?
We literally...
2 episodes ago was all about lessons we learned, and Ricky was kind of flexing about how much stuff he's learned and saying to BG, yo, BG, I don't know why you got arrested, bro. I've learned so much.
No.
And then
No.
I asked Ricky what he learned, and he didn't have much to say. And just recently, the other day,
You want to talk about the lessons I've learned?
Yes, that's what we're talking about. Me and Brandon, we took L's. Brandon, the popo came after him after he took a little swim in the river. It wasn't
We went into a whole thing about that last episode, so
2 episodes ago,
2
actually.
episodes ago. So click up there.
But then I sprained my ankle, and then Ricky said he was due for an L, and that is exactly what happened the other day.
We literally manifested this. We manifested.
You manifested
I did.
it.
I said it out loud. I was like, they've taken L's. It's my turn next. And everyone was like, oh, bro, you just spoke it into existence. So literally the other day, your boys were doing fake gas station employee at Buc-ee's. And Buc-ee's is the world's largest gas station. It's literally like...
It's almost not even a gas station.
It's a culture.
It's this thing, you look at it, it's like a Walmart with gas pumps on the side.
Or you describe it as like the Disney World of Texas. Literally, it is.
Yo,
people walk
it
in there
is.
like with, oh my gosh, it's Buc-ee's.
People come from all
Yeah.
over.
Not only is it that, it's also where we've been 60% of the time in Texas for some reason.
We spent overnight. Brandon's filmed there. We've done so much. But, okay, I'm just going to start.
So me and Ricky, we were filming a fake Buc-ee's, fake gas station employee prank. And Ricky was in the uniform.
For a majority of the time, we go up with all the boys. We're filming. Day one, we're filming. We're only filming on the outside. We're not even in stores. Cops get called. Like, boom. So we leave and we're like, all right, coming back the next day. We go out and film again. We're still on the outside. Boom. Literally, cops get called again. We dip. But keep in mind, the first 2 times, we dipped before the cops actually got to talk to us because we saw them. We're like, nope, we're not talking. We're dipping. Then we go back.
But we didn't run from the cops.
We didn't run. They didn't like approach us yet. So it wasn't, we were being aware of our surroundings. You know? Well, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't technically like, they just happened to pull up right after we did a prank. It was just maybe
Yeah.
a coincidence. I don't know.
Exactly. Maybe
Yeah.
it wasn't for you. It just pulled up. You know?
Yeah, maybe
We were
someone
being
was
aware.
shoplifting.
It was like, why would we keep pranking if the cop's right there? It's just like asking for an L. And I was like, okay, let's go. So 3rd time is a charm, right? We're going to go back. We're going to finish the prank. We're like, all right, we're not doing any of the pranks on the outside near all the gas pumps. We're going to go right in the heart of the beast, right in the heart of the beaver named Buc-ee. So we go up in there. We walk up in there, and I am not kidding. We were up in there for 2 minutes, 35 seconds, my friends. Literally, 2 minutes and 35 seconds. We get confronted by everyone. I'm trying to say, oh, we're filming for Undercover Boss. We're filming for Undercover Boss. Don't worry.
I think the real boss was talking to you when you said
The
that.
real
though.
boss was like the actual like GM of that Buc-ee's. And I'm like, oh, sir, we're filming Undercover Boss. I point to Nick. He's holding a little camera like this. And he's like, no, they didn't tell me about it. And I like say something like, oh, you wouldn't know because if it was undercover, it wouldn't be Undercover Boss if I told you, right?
That's facts. You wouldn't be undercover.
I was low-key talking a little jokes to him. And then what did he say to me? He was like,
He said, what did he say? He said, sir, I'm gonna have to call the police, and you can tell them what's going on. And Ricky said,
All right. I'll talk to the police. I'll tell them that it's Undercover Boss.
I was like, yeah, I'll wait for them. I'll tell them. Let me tell them. Because I was like, oh, they're not going to get here for 10, 15 minutes. You know, normally it takes them a little bit. And literally, no joke, as I'm saying that, Nick pans the camera over. Coming down the aisle is the cop.
right next to him.
He was ready. They were like this.
The cop was there
Dude,
already?
he came in literally like 30 seconds after Ricky said, not even 30 seconds. Ricky said, all right, I'll talk to the cops.
He panned over. We're not even going to, like, the clip was not even cut.
It's just one clip. Ricky says, oh, the cops are coming.
And
pan
my
over.
reaction is
No.
this.
There's the cops.
My reaction is this. Ready? Pan over to me. I was like, oh, shoot. He's right there. I literally went, oh, he's right there. But that's not even it. It gets crazier. The cop, so I'm wearing the red Buc-ee's uniform. All the other employees are wearing the red uniform. And the only one wearing something else is the GM, like the owner. He's wearing a white dress shirt. So the cop comes up. He points to Nick, and he goes, is he with you? And I'm like, oh, yeah, he's with us. He's filming for us. And the cop walks past me and goes to the GM and says, we need to talk outside. So he didn't even know that I was undercover. He thought the GM was the one doing the prank.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then literally.
Ricky looks just like all the other workers.
Yeah.
Everyone's wearing the same red uniform.
And all the other employees had to go up to him and say, yo, wait, no, this is the guy, like me. I'm the one doing the fake employee prank. And then I go, oh, yeah, I guess my undercover was pretty good. You couldn't even tell.
Straight to the cop's face. And then the cop, what did he say? He went up to you and he's like, all right.
He's like,
let's
what are you
talk
doing?
outside.
He was like, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing undercover boss. And then he was like, come on, guy. And then he takes me outside. He's questioning us. And then he says the famous words, have you ever been in trouble with the law before?
And we can't lie because we have with Sam and Kobe, other times too.
And I was like, I got to be honest, right?
Yeah.
Honesty is the number one priority. So I said,
Policy.
I said, yes, sir. Multiple times, sir. And then he's like, okay, got to look it up. He's looking it up. And then he like radios in on his little like microphone thing. And he's like, all right, boys, I was going to let you guys go without anything because technically everything we're doing isn't illegal. But he said we had 2 warrants out for my arrest and a warrant out for Nick's arrest. And I start pooping my pants. I was like, yo, did any of the things that we've done in the past, like, just get opened or will they never close cases or something?
Yeah,
like
that's what I
all the
was worried
trespasses
about.
and stuff. I was like, dude. And he literally said, he's like, we might have to like
expedite you to Florida.
Yeah.
He's like,
No.
I'm talking to my superiors and I'm not sure what I'm going to have to do, but we might have to expedite you back to Florida. And me and Ricky, we're looking at each other. We're like, bro, I thought everything that we got in trouble for, like all our stuff.
Like we did our time.
It got wiped. Yeah, we did our time. It got taken off our record. So I was like, I didn't even know he could see that stuff. And he's like, yeah. And
then
when we got arrested with Sam and Kobe, it was felony trespassing. So we asked the cop, we say, is it a felony? And he says, yeah.
Confirmed. And then I'm like, what, bro? I'm like tweaking out. And it goes on for a little bit. And he goes, how does it feel to be pranked?
No.
Yeah, bro.
No.
The
Yeah,
cop
you're
is
serious?
yeah.
Yeah,
You're
bro.
serious.
Like, serious. It's all on camera.
There was another cop, too. They were both in on it.
They were both in on it.
Are
They
you
went in on it
kidding me?
together. Yeah. And I was like, oh, bro, you guys got me good. And then he was like, but you're still banned from Buc-ee's indefinitely at all locations forever until they say that we're not. So,
Pretty much
You
banned
can't
from
go
Buc-ee's
back
forever.
to Buc-ee's anymore?
nah, forever.
Not even just that one Buc-ee's.
No.
All
Every
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's.
We'll be able to go.
No, if we go, then we actually are charged, and then we're done. Like, actually, he said.
Oh, really?
And Ricky's learned his lesson, right? We're not going to do that, right?
Oh, we're not going back to Buc-ee's unless you guys are watching and you want us to.
Like, should we go back and do a little overnight? Low-key, that video's popping off. Should we do a little 48-hour challenge in Buc-ee?
Dang, he got you guys good. That's
Dude,
crazy.
it was one of the best, like, the awareness for him to do that was crazy.
They were probably some of the coolest cops that we have ever talked to.
They were dope. Yeah,
I'm
but
just-
the cops got our cheeks, bro. Like,
They got our cheeks
literally a
good.
good old spanking on the cheeks.
And they were both.
That's funny.
They were both in on it, and they didn't even talk to each other. They just both kind of knew what was up. But I'm just glad the cop actually texted me.
Yeah, it's crazy. The cop texts him.
He
Wait,
texted
what?
me right after he let us go, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Yo," he checked out the channel, and he's like, "Yo, you guys are dope, bro. Keep up the good work." He's dope.
He was
Are you
dope.
serious?
Yeah,
He actually
texted him.
texted
He
you?
actually texted him.
I'm just sad that we can't go back to Buc-ee's, man.
Do you want to keep talking about Buc-ee's? Because something just popped up on my news feed talking about a little conspiracy about Buc-ee himself.
What is it?
Let me grab the article right here.
Oh, I thought you were grabbing an actual newspaper.
Yeah, I got my newspaper right here.
He brings it out. He's like,
Yeah, dude, it's
I've heard some rumors about the good old Buc-ee. If you're not from Texas, you might not be too familiar with the gas station, but it's pretty much, like we said, a massive gas station, but it's more than a gas station. It has a whole culture behind it.
and people are obsessed with it because of the beaver named Buc-ee. I say people love that guy.
People love the Buc.
oh, dude, yeah,
Bucktooth
that's the
Buc-ee.
reason. It's
Bucktooth
like
Buc.
Disney Mickey Mouse. It's like the Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
of
Oh, I
Disney.
guess it is.
and if you look into his eyes,
What?
he looks kind of evil, low key.
So this is all hypothetical, though. This is hypothetical. Hypothetical. I know Buc-ee's already hates us, and they can't really hate us anymore. But
Exactly.
I'm reading an article. This is not my words. The thrill of Buc-ee's, once a Texas roadside oasis, is gone. Apparently, the founder, named Arch Beaver Applin, expanded the convenience store.
Wait. The founder's name is Beaver?
I think it's in quotation, so it's probably his nickname.
Okay, I was about to say.
I was like, dude, if his name's actually Beaver, that's crazy. But apparently they're saying it was founded in 1982, and the chain slowly built a cult-like following.
that's exactly what we've been saying.
say-
Because
I
when
can
we
see
were
that.
there, it was crazy. Like, all the employees are not allowed to go on their phone. If they go on their phone, fired on the spot.
Out.
And tell them about the story that one employee told us about the one in the bathroom.
No, tell him about
Which one?
No, you talked to an employee while we were filming the
Yeah.
overnight, and he wrote a little note and left it on the car. Tell him what the end of the note said.
Yeah, I don't want to disclose his name, but we were doing the overnight challenge, and I guess one of the employees watched the video, so he wrote a note and left it in the door handle of our car, and it literally said, like...
He confirmed our suspicions.
He literally was like saying Buc-ee's is basically a cult.
Literally.
It has
what
a cult following.
He said that word for word. Saying.
The employees are just like robots in there. I'm sorry, bro. Like
But they are.
They're so. And every time we ask them a question about food or anything, they respond with, "I don't know. I don't really eat the food here. I don't
was,
really
like,
know
so
much
weird.
about this." Every time. Like, if you work at a place, you should be able to answer a question, right?
Yeah, it was like deflecting every question.
Yeah.
Every employee that maybe we just got unlucky, but literally every employee was like, "I don't really know how that tastes." I was like, "What? How do you not know what that tastes like?"
I know, right?
But what about the bathroom one? That got me crazy.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, we were talking to some employees while we were trying to do the overnight, and they were telling us this story of this employee that snuck away into the bathroom, and while they were in the bathroom, they were on their phone, because I guess that's the only time they can go on their phone. But the worker forgot to lock the bathroom door, and sure enough, big head Buc-ee, big boss walks in, didn't even knock, just opens the door.
Busts it down.
I'm loving the sound effects. But the boss opens the door and catches the worker slacking on the phone. Not working hard, hardly working, just slacking away.
Mid-dump, man.
I don't know if they were dumping, because
If he's sitting down, you better be dumping if you're a guy. If you're sitting down...
I don't know if they were sitting down. That's the thing.
What? He was just standing in
No,
there?
I'm
on his
saying,
phone?
what if the worker just snuck away into the bathroom and was just standing there scrolling on his phone? Then I can understand why he got fired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's slacking off on the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't, if you don't want to work, you're slacking off on the job.
Yeah.
Not key.
You got to be working hard.
But regardless, manager busts in mid-yeet, fires him on the spot. It's kind of crazy how that goes.
It's just how
The
it
amount
goes.
of cameras they have around that place, too, it's like
Probably
NSA
Buc-ee's-
security.
Normally when we do fake employee pranks, they're not like the hardest to film. They're definitely a little hard because workers start getting suspicious. They're like, yo, this guy doesn't work here. What are you doing? But when we did it at Buc-ee's, they were on their game before we even did almost anything. You try to pay for someone's gas and they were on top of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally on top of you.
Yeah.
But not literally. But.
Literally. No, but I don't know, man. Buc-ee's. If anyone's ever been, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And also, if there's anything around you guys that has like a weird cult-like following.
What?
Dude, like I feel like it's like a weird thing. Like there's a lot of organizations that maybe you don't know. They seem all happy, but really deep down, it's all part of a bigger plan.
Right. What were we watching the other day? You remember what we were watching the other day?
Yeah,
Were
that-
you here?
VG showed us.
What, the doc?
The documentary.
Oh. Yo, VG showed us.
Which one? We watched a bunch of docs this week.
Okay, so the other day we were watching this documentary, and it was all about what the media. It was about how the government controls the media and how the media, it's not really as free and open as you think, because there's only a couple corporations that be controlling what you're actually watching, and we got in depth. It started getting crazy, bro. You remember that?
Yeah. Oh,
I recall it a little bit.
you don't remember?
No.
Oh, bro,
You
what
guys
do
were
you mean?
sitting
You were
right
the one that
next to
showed
me.
us it.
No.
It's called,
What-
I
a
can't even
different
say the
one.
name because...
All right, I'll explain, because clearly they fell
You
asleep
refresh
during the
me, dude.
documentary.
We've watched so many docs, they kind of all interlap with each other to me.
Just did refresh you.
Like more, that was it. I feel like every doc we've watched is about that.
we have been watching a lot of conspiracy documentaries. They're just interesting. But all right. First, I can't say the name of the doc because for some reason the documentary itself is shadow banned on YouTube, but it has over like 25 million views. If you type in the exact word, the exact title of the documentary, you still can't find it.
But follow us all on Instagram, and we'll put up the actual name of the doc over there. So follow everyone.
Yeah, and then we'll get banned on Instagram.
No way, really?
I don't know, bro.
Dude, we might get banned for saying, "Yo, the government controls."
Yeah, I don't know.
Way. This is a big risk, but keep going. We're already in it.
The whole documentary was about how the media is controlled by the government, and the government uses the media to almost brainwash you in a way.
From like a young age. Oh, from a young age, they like groom you. Oh, now I know which one you're talking about.
Now it makes more sense.
Yeah, it's the one. It's the one where. All right, so like Disney. It always comes back to Disney. Disney be kind of weird, man. But Disney movies, and Disney owns like multiple news stations. It's like crazy, I think. But in their pictures and in their art that they make, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Do you know what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to explain because it was such a mind-breaking documentary that it's like so much to compact. But basically, they put out things and hide images that make you like sexualize stuff from a young age. Like if you look at the titles and the actual artwork of movies that have been made, they make you think and program your mind. And 2 examples of this are why in so many cartoon movies do they have the movie start out without having a parent, missing a parent. Bambi starts out with missing a parent. Lion King, parent dies.
Frozen, the
Nemo.
Nemo. Yeah,
it's because they want you to be accustomed
to trauma like that.
to trauma, and that being raised, not that being raised by one parent is a bad thing. That's nothing wrong with that. But they almost want you to
like they
think it's like normal.
They're almost desensitizing you to
Trauma.
And not even just trauma, just like other type of stuff. Yeah?
Yeah, like they want to overstimulate your brain so that all the dopamine that hits. Dude, I'm lost. It's so crazy.
Bro. All right, I'm going to try to explain from the best of my ability.
That was crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Left you speechless, huh?
Yeah, it's too much for me to comprehend.
Right now, yeah.
All right, but the documentary is told from the perspective of this guy who was in the industry, and most of the time, this conspiracy stuff, I'm pretty aware, and sometimes the stuff just be sounding like BS and random crap that's pulling such far strings to make it make sense. But this actually seemed like it had a good basis of what he was talking about. Someone who's in the industry, and he told about how corrupt just so much stuff is, and it was very eye-opening.
Give an example of the corrupt stuff. Like, because I know a couple examples that would be good.
Well, part of it. All right, example. Give me an example, bro.
Yes, the one I'm gonna talk about the thing that I talked about.
Talk
before.
about it. We're
so
on a
basically,
podcast.
Yes, no, I know. So from a young age, they get you to see things on the screen and desensitize you to different things. So,
you already said that, brother.
No, I know, but I'm giving specific examples.
Okay.
Like in the movie Tangled, the hair of the girl on the screen is spelled out to say S-E-X.
And that one was a little bit of a stretch, though.
Okay.
That was like the one thing in the documentary where I was like, all right.
Well,
Dang, bro,
and then-
forget what I said then.
Also, too, there was graphics on whether it was the picture of the movie or in the movie, and it's like hidden sexual things. Remember that? That was up there, too.
Oh, and this is the part that blew my mind the most was there was an army officer. I don't know if he was an army officer. He was in the military, high-ranking officer, and he was part of a devil-worshipping church, and they didn't find out until after he left the church. And it's like, bro.
But he was in the government high up for over 40 plus years, right?
Yeah. And I'm like, bro, how is this guy making calls on all this stuff when he's known to be doing all this crazy stuff?
Yeah, I don't even know what we're saying if it is so vague that it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
I think you two are lost in the sauce.
No, I get it, but I'm trying to give them specific like anecdotes so they can comprehend this. Because right now we're just like, yo, the government controls. It does control, but it controls the people at the top. This is what I got out of the documentary. The government can control the people at the top, like the highest people, and those people have so much influence on everyone else that they only need to control the top to influence the rest of the people. So if they show the different news stations, and they had a clip of this where they played 1,000 news stations at the same time and synced it up, and they had the exact same script.
That was insane.
If they want to push something out like that, all they have to do is control the major news networks, both sides, and make it seem like you're having a choice when really you don't have a choice. They're like, oh, you got the left side and you got the right side, And they're like, this side has all this about them. The other side has all this about them. But really, whichever side you choose, it's them. It's them, and it all connects to them, bro.
That was a great summary of...
That makes sense, right?
That was a great summary of the podcast. That's actually pretty much exactly what it was about.
The podcast.
You mean the documentary?
The documentary, bro. I'm sorry.
Man.
But that's what I was talking about. They control the high people, like the biggest stars. They talk to them.
Yeah.
And they follow. They also said they follow them with cameras. So if anything like a big star does, and they want to tell the world about this whole secret society, that they'll just blackmail them.
Yep.
They'll blackmail them, and then the big people have to do whatever they say.
You think the Illuminati is real?
I don't even know what the Illuminati is. I know it's a triangle.
It's a triangle.
I was going to say the exact.
Like, what is it? Is it? I feel like it's this in a way, connected.
Yeah, it's kind of what we're talking about.
And that's why it's the pyramid, because they control.
It's a pyramid scheme.
The ultimate, most pyramid scheme ever. The biggest one in history.
In the nebula.
It's crazy, but really, we're just the big government people that think you're in control. Y'all aren't even in control. You know who's in control? You're just a tiny part of the major pyramid that the aliens own.
Oh, yo, you're blowing my mind right now.
This is crazy. All right, we're talking so much conspiracy.
Yeah, dude.
You want to talk about a little more about real life? We can get into some real life. Just like earlier, I got cheesed. I'm gonna talk about some cheddar.
Bro, Ricky. Remember?
This is real life.
Throw it back to what pod was that when Ricky said he likes 4 cheese. And then we roasted him because he didn't choose 1 cheese. He picked 4 cheeses because this man gets cheese so stinking easily,
Well,
man.
let me tell you why I get cheese. It's because these two gang up on me. These two just like start, like I could do something. I could accidentally like spill something, and then Nick will be like, oh, yeah, you always spill. And then Brandon will team up and be like, oh, you're a clown. That was a horrible example, but like they always gang up. It's like a pile fest.
The reason is he's so powerful in his cheesiness is it takes me and Nick to do him right, get him right.
No,
Yeah,
but the reason
yeah.
why I even get cheese, I never get cheese at any time I like make a mistake or anything.
Wait, let me clarify-
It's when you guys are like, why are you so cheesed?
Let me clarify something in case someone, new viewer is watching who hasn't seen IBP. Cheesed means kind of like pissed off.
Or angry.
Or
Yeah.
angry. So if someone's cheesed, they're angry, they're in a bad mood. But continue.
Yeah, so, I mean, should I talk about what happened earlier? Or
Yeah, let's talk about what happened
Yeah, I mean,
earlier
I
because
mean-
you ruined my food this morning that I was cooking.
Yeah.
And you straight up smashed it.
cheese is inevitable.
Wait, try that one more time.
Cheese is inevitable.
There we go.
Like, especially, me and Nick have been living together. Well, his whole life he's been living with me. I had 3 years off without him. so-
Sorry, Nick. I feel bad for you.
It's okay.
Dude, see what I'm seeing? They're doing it right now. They're doing it right now.
And he's getting cheesed. See?
No, I'm not cheese.
Easy as that.
I'm not cheese.
Easy as that.
No, it's like this thing they do. It's like they're like, oh, it's.
All right.
Yeah.
When Ricky gets upset a little bit,
But I'm not even upset at what I do. I'm upset when you guys are like, why are
I'm
you
up-
so cheese?
I'm upset.
No, yeah, this is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, let me
So
hear.
when Ricky gets upset, me and Brandon like to clown Ricky and say, "Bro, why you so cheesed?" Because that just makes him more cheesed. But
It's like a cheese grater.
so me and Brandon, we'll just keep asking, "Bro, why you so cheesed? Why are you cheesed right now?" But the only reason I say, "Why are you so cheesed?" is because you do the same exact thing to me and have no mercy. No mercy, bro.
Whoa, I think you got to end the pod.
No, bro.
kidding.
I got to tell the people what's really going on behind the
Yeah, I
scenes.
do
bro.
that. Hey, I'll admit it right now. I'll be a man and admit that I do the same exact thing. I'm a hypocrite in that way.
Yeah, but when you do it to me, I'm pretty chill. I don't get mad when you say, "Why are you so cheese, bro?" Unless you like hit me or
All right,
something.
let's
Then I
talk
get
about
upset.
what
Well,
happened.
you did hit him today.
Yeah, let's talk about what happened earlier, bro.
Let's talk about what happened.
Because me and Nick,
What did happen?
We
I don't
didn't
really
fight.
know.
We don't. We actually are very civil, I would say, as brothers. Especially been working together and living together for so long. Like we definitely argue a little bit, but I think we handle it.
We're pretty good.
Except for today, we handled it in very,
You don't put my name in this. This is all you, bro. Take
Dude.
it away. What happened?
You want me to start?
You're the one who got so upset.
No, it started with you actually.
Whoa.
Yes, with the dish. With the dish.
All right, elaborate.
All right, okay, here. So I'm making my food. Keep in mind, whenever I make food, I almost 99% of the time make extra for Nick. Is that true? Confirm?
That's true.
I always, if I make a burger, I'm making another one for Nick. If I'm cooking up a bowl of little chicken, I'm making some extra chicken for Nick. Just because that's the brother I am, man. You know, that's who I am as a man and a brother.
Okay,
But-
okay.
So I'm making
not
it.
that guy,
Then
pal.
today we get back home, and we got back home from the gym. So I take a shower. Nick, sweaty, filthy pig that he is, goes straight to cooking. Sorry, just throwing it out there. I'm just kidding. He goes straight to cooking. I get out of my shower. This man's cooking up 4 burgers. I'm like, hey man, thanks, bro. Like, you got 2 for me? And he's like, no, these 4 are for me. I was like, whoa.
Bro, I'm trying to get big. I'm trying to get gains.
And I was like, but you're gonna make me like at least 1 after, right?
Which I would have done. But the problem was...
But he didn't, though.
No. Bro, you're not letting me finish. The problem was... Okay, so the burner is about this big. There's only room on there for 4 patties.
Yeah, it's easy to say after the fact.
No. And
You weren't gonna do it. Come on, bro. You didn't think about it till I asked.
No,
That's the difference. I do it without asking.
bro, I was going to. You didn't give me the chance.
bro. I was going to. But you didn't.
You didn't give me the
If
chance.
you would have, you would have. That's all I know.
I didn't ever.
All right, let's
I never
keep
got-
going. Let's keep the story going.
Yeah, okay. I never got the chance to make you any burgers, okay?
All right.
So before I got the chance, Ricky comes out and he's like, "Oh, bruh, you ain't gonna make me nothing, bruh." Nah, bruh, that's
even
that's
Brandon
dirty,
was
bro.
wait. Even Brandon was like, "Oh, bro,
I was
Ricky
like,
always be
dang,
doing it."
Ricky always cooks up for NCK.
I was gonna cook up after.
All right, he can say that. You guys believe me or him? I'll let you guys decide. We're enough talking. We've said our piece. Come on, who's telling the truth? You decide. But so right after that, Nick's making his burgers, and he used a knife to cut something up. So I take the knife so that I can cut something up, and I cut it up, and then I put it in the sink and wash it. Because every time after I use something, I put it in the sink and wash.
Clarification: you put it in the sink. You did not wash it. It was still dirty.
All right, I put it in the sink, but
That's
this, no, I don't know.
No, I'm the one who had to wash it.
But I always go back after and wash. Bro, I do. Come on. All right, that's not the major point. So basically, after I cut, right? I'm cutting, ting, ting, ting. I use it. I put it back in the sink. And then Nick goes, yo, where's my knife? I'm like, yo, I put it in the sink, bro, because I was done using it after I thought you were done using it. So what? You want me to leave it on the counter? I put it in the sink.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
And
I
then,
didn't consider that.
And then you got mad at me. You were like, well, maybe you need to learn how to be a good roommate. And I was like, what?
I was joking though when I
But he said it kind
that.
of serious. It seemed real to me. Like, it's hard for me to decipher.
BG, you're the moderator in this debate right now. Was it clear that I was being sarcastic, or did it seem real?
Have to admit, there's so much sarcasm that goes around in this group we have. It's hard to tell.
It's hard to
sometimes.
decipher.
All right,
so
fine.
I at this point was already a little bit cheesed.
Yeah, because
I didn't make you
just
food?
naturally.
No, not
It's just
naturally.
like naturally
no,
in him.
no.
You know how we all have micronutrients in us, iron, all that. Ricky just has a little bit of cheese. He doesn't need to really eat cheese. It's just naturally in his body. Go on.
I don't have natural cheese. I don't even know what that is. But I did have a little built up cheese because, you know why? You want to know why?
Because I didn't make you food, and
Yeah,
because I
so
called
I'm like,
you
"Oh,
out.
bruh." So I'm like, so then you're like, be a good roommate. And I'm like, bruh, be a good roommate. I cook for you every time. Don't talk to me about being a good roommate. I said something like that.
I don't cook. I don't clean.
That explains a lot.
But keep going. You were cheese because of that.
I wasn't cheese, but I was definitely in my mind. I'm like, oh, bro, come on. And then when you said, oh, why don't you be a good roommate? I took it on the serious note of, oh, bro, come on now. I cook all your stuff, and you didn't. The one time you decided to cook, you didn't do it for me. So I'm like, yo, dude, come on, bro. Like, I put it in the sink, and then what did you do?
No, it's not what I did. It's what you did next.
What did I do? I don't know.
My burger.
Yeah, Ricky said.
Oh, I got mad. So I literally punched his burger.
Hard.
You didn't just
Hard.
punch my burger. My burger is sitting on a plate. I got the buns on it. I got all the toppings on it. It's nice. I'm ready to sit down and enjoy my meal, bro, after my long, hard day
You know
of
what?
cooking.
But you know what I got to say about that? It was one of 4 burgers. One of those should have been mine, bro. So technically, I punched my
No,
own.
you hit 2 of them actually.
I didn't hit 2. My fist.
They were double stacked.
Double stack. And Ricky said this.
Okay, 2.
He said this. He did like a Ricky
I
smash.
said, Hadouken.
Yeah,
Hey.
and you smashed my burger.
So I punched it, but let's keep in mind, those should have been mine in the first place. So I don't see anything wrong there. I'm just saying my 2 cents.
Well, I didn't get the chance to cook for you. We've already been over that. We're moving on from that.
All right, what happened
So
next?
you smashed my burger, and I'm like, really, bro? I just cooked that. and then I think I punched you in the chest or I hit you in the chest. Something.
That was a good
Yeah.
punch. I heard it from.
It was solid, solid contact.
Like
Yeah, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
nah, bro. So I punched him back.
like 6 times.
Yeah, like
No, I didn't punch you 6
It
times.
was more than one time.
It was like 3. It was like one of these.
Yeah. I think it was 4. 1 for every burger you didn't cook me.
And it's that face that he does. When he gets mad, he goes like this. He goes like,
I bite my cheeks. I do this.
and he goes like this.
I do this. I do.
And while he's punching me, I wanted to punch him back, but I had the knife that I just washed in my hand still, and I was like, "Oh, I don't want to go there."
See,
you know?
bro, you're the bigger man for that.
Thank
the whole
you, bro.
situation.
Because you didn't stab me? Oh, good job for not stabbing me, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
You took
problem, bro.
you
That's
took
just
a
the type
step. You took a step away from the situation because you knew you had a knife in your hand, and you said, "I'm not going to act on this, and I'm going to be the
I'm not going to stab my brother over a burger.
But I think what Ricky should have done, thinking about the situation now, is Ricky should have been calm and collective, not get cheesed. I'm working with him, guys, on this.
Yeah,
But-
I agree with this, though. I agree with this.
But what he should have done is just not cook for Nick anymore. He should have been like, all right, if Nick's going to do that for me, I'm not going to cook Nick a meal ever again.
Honestly, no,
See? That's what
I
he
don't
should have
agree with
done.
that. Guys, comment down below if you agree with that.
I am going to learn from everything that I messed up. That's what I said last episode. I'm going to learn. And you know what? I think the best decision I should have done was to not say anything and continue to cook burgers or
Ooh,
food for you.
That's deep.
Because that is the real. If I could do that without having any cheese in my heart, any animosity, that is when I know I have found peace inside myself. And I'm still on that journey. But one day I will learn. And I know that the boys, they're hard on me, and they try to get me pissed off because they want me to be better. At least that's what I'm telling myself.
No, it is. It is. I think.
Yeah.
Like, because
Well, sometimes we say, "Bro, why are you so cheesed?" I'm just not gonna lie. It's only funny because you have a reaction.
Yeah.
If you didn't have a reaction, it's like when someone gets
so
bullied.
but I keep it entertaining, you know? Let's be honest, boys. If I didn't get cheesed, we'd have no cheddar.
Bro, and that's also big. It's the reaction, whether it's bullying or whatever. It's the reaction that makes you want to do it. Yeah, you said this thing. This kid told me. I don't remember. I was middle school, high school. Always get roasted.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
just
yeah.
the thing. You'd get roasted
Oh,
like
yeah,
at
yeah.
lunch.
Oh,
You do
you're
a little-
Asian.
little
Like, yeah,
roast
yeah, I
fest,
remember that.
And somebody told me it was so big. It was just like agree. Just say I know or agree with it.
Oh, that's the
and
best.
they have no, and it's so they get salty because it's what can they say to that if you agree?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you're not agreeing. Like you're just saying it to piss them off. But if you roasted me and I'm like, I know.
But it gives
Oh,
them no
That's
satisfaction.
right. You're right there. It's just so sarcastic.
It gives them no satisfaction.
Yeah, because the only reason they're trying to make fun of you is because it's funny to see someone get a little bit cheese
Yeah.
sometimes.
Dang, I'm going to do that from now on.
Like, if Ricky did that, if we
Like,
did
touch
it-
me right now. Touch me on the spot.
Bro, why are you so cheese?
I
bro?
know I am, bro. I'm so cheese, bro.
See, but
I
I would
love
be
cheddar.
I would be cheese if he did that, right?
Yeah, it makes the other person cheesed because
Take
it's
out.
like
I've learned and found the hack.
it switches.
No,
the
but there's a
roles.
counter because I know the counter to that.
Tell me the counter.
Is it
No,
the 1-2
I
cross?
can't
It's a
tell you.
cap.
I'll just have to do it to you, huh?
You're capping hard. You're the only one wearing a cap, capper.
Ooh.
Didn't even have to look at you. I always know you're wearing a cap.
And I know you got cheese in you all the time.
I do have,
Micronutrient.
I do have cheese in me right here. Right here.
Where?
Right here in my heart. The cheese builds up in my heart. I love it right there.
All
Keeps
right,
me
bro.
bumping.
I think it's
Yeah.
time. I think it's time for
How about you? Did you get cheese?
what? I was in the middle of switching topics.
Yeah, take it with that. Go.
All right. So I said I think it's about time for a fan question,
Oh, is it that time?
and I think you have one prepared for us. Me and Brandon don't know what it is, but Ricky found it. So let's hear it.
I
Is
have
it
it right
about
now.
cheese?
No, it's not.
Because your last
Your
last one was about cheese.
Yeah, a lot too much. Someone count how many times you said cheese in the spot and comment down below if you do it and you get it right. Get a little surprise.
You might
Prize.
you might get a little bag of 4 cheese blend at your doorstep. You never know.
Yeah. But we do this thing at the end where we do fan questions. And I just want to let you guys know, you guys can be next week's fan question if all you do is subscribe and comment down below. Comment down below. That's all it takes. We read through the comments literally after we post. We read almost every single one. At least we try to. But today's fan question is kind of deep.
Let's get a little drum roll.
No drum roll. This is deep. This is serious. We always got to include a little bit of realness. Talking about the fake metaverse and all that. This is real. Someone said, my family is going through economic struggles and problems. I want to help out, but I don't know how. How can I help? And he's like in high school.
Dang, that's deep. That's deep. I have to give this a little bit of thought.
I have a good answer that I can say. Well, you guys think of yours.
Yeah, you,
want me to?
Yeah, start off.
What I would tell you right now, if say you're in middle school or high school, you can go work a job, but you also want to have a childhood. And I know your parents would want to have you have a childhood. So you don't want to just overwork yourself and like forget about your teenage years. So when you're in your teenage years, if you don't have to work a full-time job and literally like be working your whole childhood, I would recommend not doing that. And I think 99% of parents out there would also want their kids to have a childhood so that you can enjoy that part of your life. But what I would say is the biggest thing you can do for your parents to become less stressful for them is to literally help around the house as much as you can and do the dishes, do everything you can around the house so when they do come home from work, they're relaxed because they're already so stressed out working so many jobs to try and provide for you that when they come home, that might be the little piece that they have in the day.
Yeah, and even if you're going around and doing stuff around the house, like just do it without being asked because I feel like that really affects.
Just like how I cook for you without being asked. Like do stuff like that because it means more when you don't have to ask.
It does. I appreciate it.
Wow.
I appreciate it.
I had to subliminally tie that back in, but yeah, right, BG? What do you think?
I agree with that. I also agree with. I mean, I don't know. I've never been in the situation, but like maybe the parent comes home and they're really stressed out, and you can tell just by the emotions. I mean, also try to be as positive as you can be. You know, I mean, don't try to push the positivity on your parents, but I mean, if they're stressed out or whatever, just be there for them. And sometimes just say, you know, have a conversation and say, you're really doing good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just be supportive and say, I appreciate you, mom and dad. And if you're noticing you're going through hard times, say, I know we're going through something right now, but we're going to get through this. It's always going to work out. And it always works out in the long run.
Yeah. And almost admitting it and addressing it.
Yeah.
Like saying, you know, it is hard right now. I'm not going to lie. But I see that you're trying. Like if you said that to your parents,
they'll probably start crying.
I feel like it means so much.
Because you got to think, their minds are always going. They're always trying to think of you, the kids. But man, if you just say, hey, mom, hey, dad, like, how are you doing?
And just give them a hug. Hugs are great.
Maybe, yeah. If you're Tom Brady, a little 4-second kiss.
Whoa.
Yeah, we got to end it on that, boys.
Okay.
That's it.
Yo,
I
guys.
got weird at the end.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. I think this is the last episode of us being in Texas.
I believe, yeah, it is.
From here, we are going to, or no, there might be one more. But from here, we're going to Arizona. And then we'll see where we go from there. But thank you guys for tuning in. We're also available on Spotify. Subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah, I'm eating crepes. Yeah, there's no debate. Yeah, I got it.